So here's a bit of an introduction to transformation golf and the mechanics of how it works. So when you first log in, you'll just see this welcome screen. Ideally, I hope that you are working on this with me at the same time. I think I got the presentation at a good enough place so that you can watch this video and try it underneath and the login at the same time. Here's hoping. So you'll see the welcome screen. And then you'll go to challenge number 1. And I'm going to use challenge number 1 to explain to you exactly how transformation golf works. So it's by the word golf, I think they're meaning that your goal is to get something from one place to another, kind of like it is in golf, how you want to get the ball from one place to another. But the goal basically is to get what they call the pre-image. So pre means before, so the pre-image over here to the white image, and you can use a series of transformations to do that. And I'm going to give you a little reminder of what those 3 different types of transformations are. And so, for example, a translation is a type of transformation and that you should have learned about in 8th grade, where it literally just, in 6th grade, it was called a slide. It just slides over whatever your image is, or your pre-image is, onto the image. So if I wanted to translate or slide the purple over to the white, for example, I would take the coordinate and I would put it, I'm going to put it just really at any spot, kind of on a vertex. Remember, a vertex is a corner. So I could go there, 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 anywhere where there's a corner or a vertex. And I'm going to move the arrow to the same place on the goal image, so that what should happen is it'll just slide right over to there. Now, I'm getting ready to do it like incorrectly, not meaning the goal, but I at least want you to see exactly what it does. So I'm going to click the submit button. And of course, there is a bit of a problem there because it crashed through the obstacle. That's another part of transformation golf, that we don't want it to crash through the obstacle. But I decided to translate first just to kind of show you exactly what the translation does. The next of the, so I'm going to exit that out. Oh, I should have shown you how I did that. So I'll show you again in a second. So let's say maybe I want to do a rotation. So the way a rotation works is, first of all, you're going to see these directions here that say adjust the center of rotation on the grid. So it's typically going to pop up right here, and this is where the center actually popped up. And by default, this is what I believe always pops up whenever you choose this option. It says 90 degrees, and I'm pretty sure that counterclockwise always pops up. So it shows you that it's going to rotate. This arrow shows you that counterclockwise is rolling in that direction, and 90 degrees looks like that. So if I push the submit button, you can see it rotates around 90 degrees. I'm going to exit that out, and again, to exit any of them out, you just hit that X button. And I'm going to do a different rotation just so you can see the difference. So now I'm going to rotate it. I'm still going to rotate it 90 degrees, but I'm going to change it to clockwise. The center of rotation. I should clarify what they mean by center of rotation. So basically, imagine, if you will, that center right there is kind of like a swing, that this little L is going wee. It's like swinging around. So that once you rotate it, it's going to be rotated around so that it's going to go like wee, and it's going to rotate around 90 degrees. So you can see what I'm talking about. I'll click submit, and you can see it kind of rotated around that 90 degrees. And then last but not least, I'm going to exit this out again. We're going to rotate. I'm going to make it 180 degree rotation. And it actually doesn't matter what direction you rotate it in. 180 degrees, it's going to rotate the same way. Remember that 180 degrees means a straight line. So if this is my center, again, imagine that this little guy he's just swinging around. So he's going to swing around until where he started, and when he stops, until that angle of rotation makes a straight line, because a straight line is 180 degrees. So let me show you. Submit. So he's going to end up basically on the complete, like he rotates from here over to there. So you can see why the direction doesn't really matter, because 180 degrees, you're going to end up in the same spot. And last but not least, I'm going to exit this out. Reflection, we're going to choose to reflect. And it says adjust the line of reflection. So in this case, the line of reflection is right here. So it basically means that I'm going to take the pre-image and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to flip it over that line of reflection. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So it goes bam, picked it up, flipped it over. If I wanted to do another reflection, you can drag wherever that line is. So kind of like this, reflect, bam. So it's again kind of like you're picking up. I'm going to exit that out so you can see that again. So what happened is it's kind of like you. So first of all, I'm going to pick reflection again. I'm going to adjust the line to here and to here. So what it's going to look like, it's just going to look like I picked it up and I flipped it. That's the 6th grade word, flipped over the line. So I'm going to click submit just so you can see exactly what it looks like. So then maybe I'm pretty close to getting it right. All I really need to do is kind of rotate it around, if you can see what I'm saying. So like this corner just kind of needs to be rotated around to over there. So basically it needs to go from one end to the other. So I got a theory here that if I rotate it 180 degrees and oh shoot, you know what I did is that I messed up my center of rotation. Let me try that again, shall I? Okay, so rotate. So now I have to move my center of rotation, because now earlier I wanted to take it and like get it to swing all the way around, but this time I don't want it to do that. I just kind of want it to rotate on itself. So that's why I've got to move the center of rotation right here to the middle. I'm going to try that 180 again. Let's see what happens. Bam! I pulled it off. So this gives you a little bit of a basic introduction for how to use all of these transformations. So I'd actually like you to log out, to move out of the way you're viewing the, I want you to try, if you haven't already, right underneath this video, you should see this exact same, challenge. And I want you to try it. If you haven't already done that with me, please try it so you can get a good idea for how everything works. Then leave this part of the presentation and go to the next part on your checklist. Go back here to the main set of directions, and it's going to give you a login for how to get to the rest of these practice problems. Our transformation problems. It's going to be better for you to do them by going straight through the app instead of right here where you can watch the video and the example, if that makes sense. I hope it does. If not, please message me and let me know.